Hola y bienvenidos. Hi, and welcome to the Making All Things New benefit concert at Lombard Mennonite Church. I'm so glad you're here. I'm sorry that I can't physically be here tonight to present to you some of the projects we are supporting in Colombia. I'm Kelly, and LMC has been my church since 2006. 7 months ago, I left Chicago for Colombia to do a 2-year term with Mennonite Central Committee, or MCC. MCC works worldwide in relief, development, and peace building in the name of Christ. The 2-year program with MCC that I'm doing is called SEED, or Semilla in Spanish. SEED is currently in Colombia and Bolivia. Our group is made up of 10 young adults from North America, South America, Central America, and Africa. We have 2 facilitators, one from Colombia and one from the U.S. Each seeder is living and working in different locations in Colombia, about half in rural communities and half in an urban context. I am living and working in the south of the capital of Colombia called Bogota. We reflect on topics such as economy, politics, war, culture, geography, and theology, serve in local communities working against violence, poverty, and oppression, and advocate relating our reflection to larger structures and their effects on local communities. Let's look briefly now at the context in Colombia. The context in Colombia is very complex and unique. Here are just a few quick facts. The country is rich in natural resources such as coal, oil, natural gas, and emeralds. It is one of the most ethnically diverse countries in the world, and due to its size, boasts a wide range of geographical features. Colombia has a history of armed conflicts that began in 1964. Exactly 50 years ago. In the world, it is one of the countries with the greatest number of internally displaced people who flee or are forced off their land due to the armed conflicts. 75% of the aid that the U.S. sends to Colombia is directed towards military support. Colombia ranks within the top 3 Latin American countries for disparity between the very poor and the very rich. The unemployment rate is over 9%, and 35% of the population lives below the line of poverty. Now we'll look at some of the projects that Mennonite Central Committee supports in Colombia. Seeds of Hope, or Semillas de Esperanza, is one of the global family projects that MCC supports. There are currently 3 Mennonite churches being sponsored by this project. Each church has been running community workshops in the areas of violence prevention and/or offers after-school support and extracurricular activities. The church that I'm working with, Santa Marta, has recently been added to this project, and we are preparing a year-long violence prevention program for the surrounding community. Now I'll share with you about the church I'm working with, Santa Marta. Santa Marta Mennonite Church is located in the working-class neighborhood of Santa Marta, in the southern part of Bogota, called Usme. The church community is small, and many youth and children attend without their parents. The pastor, Patricia, is a wise and brave woman with a physical disability who does all of her pastoral work from a wheelchair. The majority of the neighborhood lives with difficult work conditions, working long days throughout the week for very low salaries and receive little or no benefits. It is in the middle of this context that we find the Santa Marta Church, being community for its members and the rest of the neighborhood. The church is the hands and feet of Jesus as they support each other in all of the needs and challenges of life. The Seeds of Hope Community Violence Prevention Program will run from our church building during the week, led by Pastor Patty, a professional social worker from the church, and other adults from the community, including myself. We celebrated Easter Sunday together with a 5 a.m. service, followed by a time of fellowship, or agape, and breakfast of ajiaco, a typical Colombian stew, bread, and chocolate, or hot chocolate. I made some traditional chocolate chip cookies to share this day as well. Here we see the youth worship team practicing for Sunday's worship service. Our fearless pastor, Patricia, and one of our youth leaders, Andres, at the drum set with his daughter, Sofia. About half of our congregation are youth and children. Part of my work with the church has been to support the creation of an integrated program for the youth of the church. The youth have been involved in the worship team, services, and social events, such as church lock-ins. The integrated program offers service and cultural opportunities for the youth. These are some photos from our very first outing in April to see a free play in the center of the city. Our next outing will be a service outing, visiting the elderly in a nursing home. Our vision is that the youth will internalize service as an important part of putting their faith into practice, as well as understand that coming from a low-income, working-class community, justice sometimes takes the form of opportunities and access for themselves. My work is divided half-time between the church in Santa Marta and half-time in a community center about an hour-and-a-half bus ride away. The community center where I work at half-time is called Creciendo Juntos, or Growing Together, and is located towards the southwest of Bogota in the district of Soacha. In Soacha live many families who have been displaced by armed conflict in the rural areas of the country. Forced off their lands, they moved into marginal areas of large cities, in sectors of high vulnerability and few resources. Creciendo Juntos is a project of another Mennonite church in Bogota and has been running for 13 years in the community of Rincón del Lago, or the corner of the lake. The center offers weekly groups for different sectors of the population, such as after-school homework help for elementary school kids, preschool enforcement on Saturdays, a young moms group, computer skill workshops on Saturdays, sports groups on weekends, and a women's group that combines therapy with art. There are also young adult groups that focus on politics, poetry, and rap, and others that offer breakdancing. My job here has been to support the director in coordination, as well as to encourage the strengthening of the relationship between the community center and the church that originally founded it. Here are pictures from the women's group that combines group therapy with art. They call themselves Mujeres Tejiendo Sueños, or Women Knitting Dreams. A future hope is to begin selling their creations to generate income. Every year, Creciendo Juntos unites the surrounding community for a day of bread and peace, or pan y paz, in which we celebrate the steps forward that the country has made towards peace and express the yearnings that we have for continuing the process of reconciliation of the years of violence in Colombia. The youth rap about the ways in which violence is still present in their lives today and the creative and alternative ways that we can respond. The different groups from Creciendo Juntos perform breakdancing, songs, and plays. At the end of the day, bread is shared with all. Besides the weekly groups offered to the various sectors of the community, special workshops are often organized throughout the year for the entire community. One of these special workshops is the Kite Workshop, in which children, youth, and their parents are able to create their own kites and spend a day flying them and sharing. Aquí estamos enfrente de la construcción, el lote, y ahí fue entrando Doña Marta. Vamos a seguirla y aprender sobre la construcción. Doña Marta, buenos días.
¿Cómo estás? Doña Marta en la grabación.
¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien.
Háblanos un poco sobre el lote.
¿Sobre el lote?
Sí.
Sobre el lote de Creciendo Juntos. A ver, esta es una propiedad de Creciendo Juntos. Esa fue una donación de unas personas de Francia y de Alemania que nos dieron para comprar este lote hace como 7 años. Y eso hace que estamos llegando a levantar paredes y a levantar para construir para las necesidades que tenemos en Creciendo Juntos, para que haya más espacio, para tener más espacio, tener más amplitud, para que los niños estén más tranquilos, estén más seguros y no tengamos que estar pagando arriendo, ¿sí? Entonces acá en esta parte de acá se piensa hacer como un salón muy grande, un salón de reuniones muy grande, los baños y la cocina. En la parte del segundo piso, que si quieres seguirme.
Sí, vamos a subir al segundo piso.
Vamos al segundo piso. Esto que están viendo acá es un sueño. Es un sueño, pero todavía no está el sueño completo. No está el sueño completo porque no está, apenas está la plancha y la proyección para levantar paredes, para hacer los salones adecuados para las necesidades del trabajo con niños y niñas.
¿Quieres hablar un poco sobre Suacha, el barrio de Rincón del Lago?
Bueno, estamos ubicados, acá donde estamos ubicados en la zona 4, ¿te escuchas, Kelly?
Sí.
En la zona 4 de Suacha, en la comuna 4 de Suacha, Cundinamarca. Es un lugar, una sola periférica, donde habitan la mayoría de personas y de habitantes son desplazados por cuidado.
Sí.
Cuidado, Kelly. Por el desplazamiento forzado, por el conflicto armado que vivimos en nuestro país, el conflicto interno, y la mayoría de las personas son en situación de vulnerabilidad y alto riesgo. Vulnerabilidad y alto riesgo por los grupos armados al margen de la ley, que habitan en este lugar, que vienen a refugiarse en este lugar y aquí empiezan a tener sus propios gobiernos, donde existe la vacuna. La vacuna es un método de quitarle el dinero a la gente por cuidarles entre comillas, porque matan a las personas que están atracando, que están robando, entonces los matan y de esa manera están protegiendo a las otras personas. Son muchos los niños y las niñas que necesitan de nuestro apoyo, de nuestra ayuda, de nuestro acompañamiento psicosocial, acompañamiento escolar, acompañamiento en dificultades de aprendizaje, y esto es lo que nosotros brindamos en la corporación Creciendo Juntos, Cristiana Creciendo Juntos, a la cual vino Kelly hace unos meses a trabajar en la corporación, a hacer un acompañamiento psicosocial con toda la población que trabajamos, con la población que manejamos.
Un apoyo social para la comunidad. Gracias. Para ti, ¿qué es Creciendo Juntos? Una oportunidad para toda la comunidad.
¿Para ti qué es Creciendo Juntos?
Un espacio para interactuar.
¿Y para ti qué es Creciendo Juntos?
Contestar. Un lugar para estar contentos.
Un apoyo para muy bien. ¿Y aquí?
Creciendo Juntos para mí es gente que lucha por su misma gente.
Creciendo Juntos es un buen proyecto para los jóvenes y la adolescencia.
Gracias.
Creciendo Juntos es una oportunidad.
Jóvenes y adolescencia.
Sí,
¿Los bien?
sí.
Para mí, pues la misma palabra lo dice. Creciendo Juntos, ¿no?
¿Es qué?
Es crecer juntos.
Ah, bueno. ¿Qué más quiere contestar?
Un apoyo para los jóvenes.
¿Quieren contestar?
Sí, creciendo juntos para gran parte de la comunidad es una oportunidad no solo de progreso, de surgimiento, sino también de aprehensión, porque hay muchas personas que tal vez no tienen los recursos, sobre todo en este barrio, pero tienen un apoyo que el cual es creciendo juntos. Entonces para mí eso es como un apoyo, una comunidad para el surgimiento de la misma.
Gracias.
Bueno, para mí Creciendo Juntos es un espacio de formación, de aprendizaje, donde toda la comunidad puede interactuar y puede inmergirse en otro medio de su realidad.
Gracias. Ok, para ti, ¿qué es Creciendo Juntos?
Crecer con una familia y divertirnos juntos.
Para ti, ¿qué es
Hablar con los demás y ayudarles.
¿Qué es Creciendo Juntos? ¿Qué es Creciendo Juntos?
Para acompañar a Dios.
¿Qué es Creciendo Juntos?
Creciendo Juntos es un lugar para convivir y divertirnos todos.
¿Quieres compartir algo? ¿Qué es Creciendo Juntos para ti? ¿Y David? ¿Qué es Creciendo Juntos?
Creciendo es una compañía que nosotros, como creciendo juntos, nosotros como familia tenemos que crecer juntos, como juntos.
Gracias.
Una corporación recreativa.
We hope you enjoyed the videos. Now you may be wondering, how will the money from today's benefit concert be used? Well, half will go towards MCC's Seeds of Hope Global Family Project, which supports the 4 Colombian Mennonite churches we spoke about and their community projects in violence prevention. The other half will go towards the construction of a new building for Creciendo Juntos. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. We hope you enjoyed the concert and the presentation, and we really appreciate you being here and your support for Colombia. Also, a big thank you to Kristen and Chris for organizing this concert, and to Hillary for keeping Colombia present in our minds and hearts through her preaching. And a great big thank you to LMC for hosting the concert and being a constant support to me while I'm in Colombia.